be able to provide with his ultimate. It's going to take a lot of convincing for me for this final pick here for Keen to think that Gen.G can actually turn the tides. And they will look for just the robust front line here of the Scion. This draft does a lot of different things for Gen.G. You can front to back a little bit. You can poke for objective control with the Ezreal.
I think that Gen.G, I have a suspicion.
The flash comes in. Duro is in a bit of trouble. He is going to get away. But now the follow-up from Peanut is right there. And Duro with the red buff ticking. They'll give this kill right over to Viper.
We got both of Duro's as well as the kill.
And now we got Hex Flash maybe in the mid lane. Peanut setting up for this one. Chovy probably gonna have to flash. Doesn't even do it. Accepts his fate, and Zeka picks up a kill. So in playoffs, that's kind of in the way it has been rolling for both of those supports. Doesn't necessarily mean that it'll continue, but
on the Vi, setting a trap for Peanut.
Yeah, I mean, they should know that he has started this one up, as now Chovy going to be spotted. They just go on a delight here as the follow-up just not there. And now in comes Hanwha Esports, just going to knock away the one guy, the support. And now the follow-up here on a Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble. Does get that shield up, though, and a bit of health on the follow-up. The damage not quite there, and finally they get it, but Zeka is going to immediately bite the dust. Viper also on the run as Chovy looking for more. Needs a Q, needs something, and they finally do get him down. Chovy collects the kill.
Being knocked away at first, it looks a little bit rough here for Gen.G. Canyon's able to stall us. They're still going.
Yeah, we got a fight in here. It looks like Canyon wanted to fight for the grubs, but he's by himself against 4 people. Says, I can take the 1v1, but not the 1v4. And eventually, we see that he gets one grub, but he loses his life. And Keen is just running down here with this ult, so he can join the fight if necessary. As now, we do have the teleport coming out, and the Scion is going to be ulting in. They try to go in onto the front line here. A ton of damage into Canyon, and he will be going down, but it's in a trade for the support as Peanut super low himself. Keen frontlining for the team, as Zeus kind of just has to get out of here. Zeka just zoning the rise, but not good enough, and Zeus will have to flash away, looking for the double dragon. Is Gen.G. And can they actually lock it down? It's a massive shockwave comes in from Zeka. He only gets the one, though. And it is going to be the dragon going the way of Gen.G. He's got double buff, and this Ezreal's going to hit his 2-item spike very early on. Right as I say that, maybe I cursed him, is now trying to go in and take down Viper, trying to take the 1v2, does get the kill, and now Zeus is like, well, I guess maybe I'll take him out eventually here, but still, the fact that he was able to get a kill.
Time with his turret. He's actually almost taken the whole thing out here, by the way. First brick on the line.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get it, and that means that they're one objective away from the feats of strength, as now he got an engage coming in, but that's on a ruler. He's totally fine, and now they just turn on a Peanut. The damage is huge. They can't quite take him out, and finally they do. Canyon going to pick up that kill. And Gen.G immediately turned the fight around, and Keen is having a ball down here in bot lane.
He's just ulting Zeka. He's like, I took your turn, I'm going to take your health bar too.
I think he might have actually interrupted Zeka's ult, because Zeka's TP, or Zeka's teleport rather, is on cooldown.
Yeah.
I don't think he was able to join. Maybe that was why Hanwha Life played that aggressive, because they got the ult.
Defend the turret moments before. Either way, going to be a big charge here.
Well, that's going to be a Canyon right in the middle of all of them. Doesn't seem to care, though, as everybody's here for Gen.G, and they want another turret. They will get it.
Duro's the one that's there first. Chovy's able to get prio consistently.
Duro kind of an interesting spot here, but they don't want to go all in, just onto the support. This damage
TPs
done for this dragon. The TPs are coming in. The Scion from the left side is Delight not really finding an engage angle. He's just rooted forever, and now Keen is in the front line, and Delight is just dead. He's just out of the fight, and now the front line is immediately burst down. Down goes Peanut, as a bunch of damage coming in from the side of Zeus, but he can't do it all by himself. Canyon gonna get the Drake. Only Duro goes down. Viper hits the ground as well.
On top of all of it.
And Hanwha Life was aware. They are the ones that need to pull the trigger, right? Because you will actually get poked down into Nico, into Ezreal, particularly in Ezreal's Fetas came through. And now Gen.G. A Gen.G in control. It doesn't allow you to really play the game.
I love how Gen.G are playing this.
All right. Peanut again, trying to make something happen. They turn onto him, but it is a trade for Canyon at least. But still, this mid lane turret is going to go down. And the damage is being done by Zeus. This Ocean Soul theirs. Will they be able to do this? This looks like maybe the most straight-up fight we're going to have in this game.
The ruler.
But it really comes down to Hanwha Esports. Ruler is doing a very nice job of poking down, but Keen has taken a decent chunk here from the Corki, who is online. Peanut goes in, but again, that's onto the Scion. They're trying to chip him away. They're not quite able to do it just yet, as this one is going to be engaged right onto the front line. Duro is going to flash away. The Scion is taking everything up. Duro is down, and the Redemption is huge. The ult finally gets Canyon away, but Chovy accesses the backline. Peanut steals away the Drake, and Chovy is unaccounted for. The Shockwave, though, is pretty gigantic. But look at Ruler on the left side. Nobody looks at him. The fight is heavily won by Gen.G.
You finally got the kill, then Zhonya's, and then here, flashes forward, and yes, that is into a Shockwave, and then Ruler sees a bunch of tasty treats prepared for him by his teammate.
And you still have the safe Ezreal that you have to deal with on the other side.
We're also, look, it's 44-6 Petals.
He's really able to tear open the map. As Canyon said, he's going to rip open the rift. They're kind of doing it here. They got the TP.
Another fight on Dragon, but man, Gen.G are not giving up any control. No vision here for Hanwha on the map.
Well, Peanut's going to find some. He's not going to like what he sees as he runs straight into Gen.G. And the amount of lockdown that they have with the Nico, the Vi, the Rise, it's just not able to get away.
And it's been kind of the inverse. Peanut had an incredible start to this game, but I think as often is the case with Poppy, if you ever do lose control and you're playing Poppy from behind, it's not very fun.
Just gonna Scion ult straight into the front, and everybody gets delivered to the back line with the Realm Warp. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Over the wall they go. Zeus goes down, and Gen.G are just rolling Hanwha Life Esports now. It is an ace, and they might just end the game right here, 30 minutes in.
This is such a big shift of momentum here for Gen.G already in this first game. Bit of a rougher early game, but they turned it around so hard and crushed Hanwha Life Esports with a 10,000 gold here, 10,000 gold lead here at 30 minutes.
Ends up being not a very close game if you look at 15 minutes onwards or so, as Gen.G run it from there on, and they take down game number 1 here at the 2025.
Harry, you're up against just yet. Now, Smolder, I mentioned earlier, is still a possibility here for Ruler, but instead opting for that Kaza hover, and it will lock it in. It was banned in game 1, available here in the second. Gen.G have already won one game on red side. Here in game 2, opt to wait.
So almost gets double scuttled here, Canyon.
We're going to maybe turn this one around as the max range. Wind becomes lightning. He's going on in, but they're not fully committing to this. And now the slow is there on a Canyon. Make that a pillar follow-up as the flash away, but still they flash jump on in. The exhaust going to help out big time. And now Peanut's taking so much damage in this front line, but so is Keen. But at the end of the day, Canyon going to turn this one around as his flashes in, tries to take it 1v2, but instead gets sat down by...
Now, Hanwha Life will get this first dragon, maybe more, looking for more.
Yeah, Delay really trying to exert a lot of pressure down there and push them away. Zeus does not have his flash. Now the needles are coming in. Keen taking an aggressive trade as he is getting low, but not low enough as Canyon gets in.
See a potential all in here, but once Duro shows up, Viper thinks better of it.
That is good CC.
Yeah, it is, but now he got some needles coming on in. Keen taking an aggressive trade once again. The overheat comes out as exhaust utilized. Keen, he wants the kill, and he wants it now. He will pick it up, but he does go down in the trade. Has to utilize exhaust as well for that one, so I suppose Zeus will be happy with the way that one went. As that was all happening, all the grubs go over to Peanut and Hanwha Life Esports.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly the outcome Keen was hoping for there, as Viper sitting on his ultimate here with Peanut on top side. This is definitely a diveable situation with the wave they have, but it's too high risk. I think they were conned with Flash and ultimate available, and Canyon now spotted in the vicinity. They definitely wanted to go for it, but they think better of it.
I think they were kind of testing the waters there. We also saw Zeka roam up halfway through the jungle to maybe try and go for a collapse, but if Canyon's there, you just can't go for that play. 4v2, I think you can pull that off. When you're 4v3, especially if Fed's in Zhao, that's just not going to work.
Zeus here in this bottom lane, trying to make something happen again. The wave's not in a great spot. Equalizer here ends up getting a decent amount of value as he tries to trade back. Again, he's forced into this, gets exhausted. Now, could have, you know, if he had Flash here, maybe turned this away and gotten away, but I think his Flash had just come back up at that moment, so it doesn't have it. Doesn't opt to have it if he did have it, or doesn't opt to use it. And he has Flash still now, but you can see in this collapse that we have on the bottom side, maybe there's an angle. Now, Canyon is rotating down. At the same time, so is Duro. And what Hanwha Life want to do right now is get some kills on either this Akali or Yunara as soon as possible. So they're constantly trying to set up these dives. They're constantly trying
Slayer.
to...
Uh-oh.
And Ruler has a cause. Oh, Canyon.
Well, we got full summoners here for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. We'll see if Viper can get away. He's not going to flash the knock-up, uses the barrier, and at the end of the day, he just goes down, and now the Talia's in. That's 2 kills now for Gen.G.
They have to get something cross-map here. They have to, or they're in big trouble.
They might just be able to exhaust is still on cooldown, and 3v1, they will be able to at least take down Keen, but that is 2 kills. 1 more in a Canyon's pockets, 1 for Ruler to help catch him up, and the Dragon on top of him.
And Canyon was able to get so much in this exchange. Like, during that fight in the bottom lane, he was able to get Raptors, then wrap around to get into the bottom there. I think Hanwha Life just did not account for it, then rushed to make the play topside. They will be able to get this turret as well, so that's a lot of gold injected here into Hanwha Life.
I do actually think that this play isn't all that bad for Hanwha. They get first turret, and the gold swing is pretty sizable because Chovy also TPs the bot lane here. In hindsight, might not really have been necessary if you look at how the play shakes out, because it means that that is what frees up the play towards topside. And this is 3 plates, a turret, and what, about 3 full waves that are just gonna get blown up.
This fight could blow up in the game.
Trying to go on a Ruler here that's already a ton of damage as in goes the Leona, but Duro is there for the peel, takes a bunch himself, but the follow-up from Chovy gets there on time. The equalizer only hitting Canyon as eventually Ruler doesn't have any way to get out, and they do collapse.
It was Zeus' ultimate though that killed Ruler there because he couldn't actually walk it off the way that he wanted to.
They're committing to a fight on the bottom side here with the exhaust. They want to take down Zeka, but he's Akali. This is another TP out of Gen.G.
Canyon wants to try to stop his back here.
He'll be able to.
Might be able to just take him down at this point. No ult available for Zeka. We got redemptions coming in as Canyon says, I want this kill. And I want it now, but the flash is going to come out as there's the W. Follow-up kill from Ruler from downtown in the jungle. Going to take him out.
And thank you for the delivery, says Ruler. I'll be taking...
Is what they're going to say. It didn't look like Gen.G were really in a position to reset and get there on time anyway, so just kind of had to give it away. Hanwha Life Esports will very much enjoy that objective. Viper in the mid lane, he's down 1,000 gold, but still his presence is felt, and they haven't even used the Rift Herald yet, so they want to chip away at this mid lane turret, take it down. We got a wall coming in, but the charge is still going to come down as it does not block the Rift Heralds, unfortunately.
Gen.G have to respond. There's the TP from Zeus. Keen will likely have to match here.
Yeah, Keen will definitely have to match. You can see that Duro's going in, but he's going to be locked down. He kind of gets denied his way out. Still has the quickness, but zoned away very low on HP now. As you see the flank coming in, has to flash the seismic shove already. And now the engage is going to be forced here by Delight. It's in onto Canyon and onto Ruler in that backline, but they have so much damage onto that Leona. They can't take out Ruler as, look at Zeka goes so deep, but eventually just goes down and Ruler survives this entire fight. Viper doing an excellent job of kiting it out, but he's the only one alive. And Chovy goes in and shuts him down. Takes the kill, and Gen.G take a gigantic fight.
Chovy will take no chances, even though it's just Viper. He's bloodthirsty for the kill, not allowing Viper to try and get something.
Just not enough, and there's just way more consistent damage here when you actually all in on one player. Viper can't get it done alone when there's no front line and everyone else has already just disappeared.
And again, it's the combination of that reap. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, we got another fight here. Looks like Hanwha Life Esports kind of half-heartedly just kind of running in there as Duro's going to get away. It's a big equalizer, though. They take out Keen. The follow-up is there for HLE. They want to get Duro, but it's not enough. Finally, they do get him on the backside there, but in goes Ruler with the assassination. But this time, Viper has tons of room, gets the shutdown on the Xingqiao. And Chovy here on the run, trying to take the disengage cone, but the follow-up from the Yunara is just too big. It's 2 shutdowns for Viper's Yunara.
Yeah, but I do actually think is now worth to mention as Ruler. He's there.
It's the Ruler spot. He's by himself in the Ruler spot. If they play this guerrilla warfare and they get these picks, it's always going to favor them with the
in this mid and now nearly late game.
You see a fight brewing here. Delight kind of by himself. You see Viper not really able to help him out. That's the flash on in. Will they overcommit is really the only question I have, as this is just a Leona, but they are going so deep to try to kill Delight, and yes, they will. But Ruler by himself behind the play as they look to collapse. In goes Zeus over the wall, tons of damage, but they turn onto him. Immediate double kill comes in for Keen, and now it's 5v3. Yes, some low health bars here for Gen.G. But they're still liking the way. They're still liking the numbers. Chovy going in by himself, but he knows he's tanky. The damage from Viper is way too much for them to handle. As the flash shuriken is going to miss, Chovy has to flash away. Gen.G barely get ahead of this fight.
This game is crazy! It's actually Gen.G to try to
They're running for Baron.
alive.
They've got control vision. They've got control vision. They're going to try to force Gen.G to rotate over. There's
Gen.G know about it, yeah.
They have to peel off. The peanut is just too low. So Gen.G will get the dragon. And there's just no response, unfortunately, for Hanwha Life.
Yeah, the grand entrance
are we
looks
gnashing?
pretty good as we got maybe a flank coming in here. Yeah, the Akali's got an angle. Zeka looking for it. They want to turn onto him. And so Zeka's angle going to be denied. And now the follow-up comes in and Zeka's just by himself. He gets taken out essentially for free in the flank. It immediately backfires.
Duro's the flash and ult there to help secure the kill before Zeka can get out there. And that's a huge pick for Gen.G, and they'll finally take out this mid turret.
Brula turns around and says, I am the danger, as Zeka is trying to find the flank, gets spotted. Gen.G read the play, and now they start up Nash.
Okay, this is still not a free Nash by any means. Viper doesn't have that flashback, but he is ready to fight.
It's going to be up to Peanut, but they immediately turn onto him as they burst him down. The burst out of this comp is just insane from Gen.G, and with no jungler, that just means Gen.G get a free objective.
So many things that come together there. There is whoever used the Scryer to spot, then there is Canyon with the immediate turn, then there's Ruler already pumping damage numbers. It really is the entirety of Gen.G.
The fight to decide the game.
Yeah, it might just be all up to Viper as the guerrilla tactics not necessarily working out as pidelining now. The light goes in, but look at the damage on the Peanut as that's a big stun. Gets Ruler down, and now Viper's got it. The spike comes in as Peanut lives and takes down the dragon. Denies the soul once again. Trovy's gonna go down. And the Zunara unchecked in the fight means that HLE will win it big time.
They might be able to end. The Death Star is on like 50
Peanut's going to tank it to try to rush this down. I think Gen.G will have a defense.
Baron left minions
it's
too.
close.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's 15 seconds, 10 seconds on Ruler. I don't think they can end. They can definitely get an inhib though, and the gold lead is gone. Ruler, I must not have had flash there. He got caught. He literally tanked a full equalizer.
Worried about this Keen flank as well, the sandwich. Hanwha Life have to make a choice: collapse onto Keen or fight for the dragon.
Oh, look at the damage here onto this one. The wall's coming down, but it gets fighted by Peanut as Canyon goes into his GA. The equalizer is big. Ruler trying to frontline, but Canyon gonna be the first casualty, but Ruler untouched as his Viper. It's so much on a thin edge here. Ruler going in with the ultimate. Wants to execute Viper to get his GA. And Ruler survives at the end of the fight. He will not be denied this fight. Gen.G take it down with a Ruler triple kill.
He doesn't need a GA. Only his flash and ult necessary to get Gen.G to teamfight win.
Look at his face.
The reaction on the player cam is priceless as well because he knows the risk paid off and he was able to carry his team to this final team fight victory. It took 30 in the first, but in the second it'll be a nearly 40-minute game that Gen.G wrestle away from Hanwha Life Esports to go up match point, one game away from getting revenge from the summer finals from last year.
Cloud Soul doesn't do anything.
His hyper carry actually has a lot of safety and range. I kind of love this.
Or it's just Ziggs.
It is.
Okay, it's just Ziggs. And we've loved Ziggs nowadays. I mean, we even saw picked earlier.
Speed of getting those stacks is actually insane. One of the most consistent smolders in the LCK. Uh-oh.
Knocking the Braum at turret range. Delight, he's like, oh no, not the mines. As first blood goes over to Ruler already.
Really big unforced error in the roll 2v2. Just Duro and Ruler giving over an early kill.
So
Peanut has his ult here.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of a skirmish. It's a 3-on-3 for now, but the Galio comes in a bit sooner.
Mom?
As okay, Mom does come down the turn immediately on a Viper, but he just flaps away as the follow-up Galio ult stolen by Zeka, who is in the thick of it behind enemy lines. And Chovy's actually the one that's in the most danger as the kick is gigantic. But nobody has gone down yet. Finally, Duro bites the dust. As the damage comes in, they take out the Smolder. But now the Silas just loves these scrappy fights as the light will not go down the flash through, and finally Ruler gets him. But it's still a win in the fight going to HLE.
The execution of it from Zeka isn't the cleanest. He's still able to follow Chovy's Galio and get into the back line. Tries to focus down Duro, but he buys so much space for Viper.
Flash.
And Delight's looking for it.
Flash on in, and Viper is, yeah, the stun comes down, and I think Chovy will be okay. Gets the level up, but eventually you just auto-attack him to death. Not seeing some crystals and a Dark Seal, and yet he was never in any danger of dying. They just don't have enough consistent damage to ever take him down. As now, maybe they have enough as the kick is good onto 2. They're trying to burst down Peanut, and they will be able to do so. That's a shutdown here for the Ziggs. We got TP coming in as King Sante maybe a bit in trouble, but he's just going in. As now this TP, they're trying to actually punish him for it.
He's in trouble.
As Keen is still going in, still eventually will be taken out by the Smolder. As in goes Zeus 1v3, just trying to taxi his way out. The big bomb and Delight is gonna...
Viper is fine, as this time Ruler can't get in position to flash. Drake will go
Sure, Chronicler, yeah. Well, anything he goes, yeah.
This is the worst. Ruler!
Ruler in the Ruler spot, he has a TP, or a turret rather, but it doesn't matter. He's just gonna die. Yeah, and
TP's available though.
Maybe Canyon goes in and tries to seal the kick away, and eventually doesn't get onto the eye. So it's just an easy one.
At 16 minutes into the game, and he's just continuing to stack, and they keep trying to kill this Ambessa. It's not working.
Yeah, the Sonic Wave not gonna land, but the Lee Sin does get in, as do they have enough damage to take out Zeus? This double TP coming down from the HLE. Keen just flashing away as Keen and Canyon realizing they're in a lot of trouble trying to get out here with this Cassante. As Zeka with the chains gets under the turret, but they don't have the damage to take out Keen. As he still not enough, another redemption, gonna get Keen down. A 6 bomb, and Cassante is just so dumb. He's still alive. How is he? Okay, finally the Flash 2 comes in, and Viper takes him out. As Duro makes his way up, but look at the health bars now. And now really the Ziggs is unkillable. Nobody can get onto him as Peanut is desperate to do so. As Duro trying to frontline him, maybe they just have enough people to push him away from the fight. As the damage is there, the damage is done. The Rift Herald also thrown down in the top lane.
I guess with the Keen Sante that's so unkillable. Truly running down the hill here in Gen.G, one last fight, one last opportunity on this Dragon.
I mean, Canyon's right here looking for the steal, but Peanut has been so good on his smites. Let's see what it comes down to. Just gonna be kind of a flip as Ingo's the Lee Sin down to 35, and it goes to Peanut anyway. As he's been so good on the smites. And the follow-up here, the bomb is big, but these guys live basically forever. And accessing the backline, Ruler in a lot of trouble. They're trying to peel for him. But now your front line is just gone as well. Ruler, no escape for him. Does go down even after the satchel used defensively. As this one threat comp not necessarily working out for them. Duro in a lot of trouble here as well. They give that kill over to Viper, and HLE are running away with the game.
5,200 damage in the fight. He doesn't even have 225. He's got a lot of kills. He's sitting on rapid fire cannon, but there's just too much front dot.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it, and Gen.G, they say, well, might as well throw in a risk. A big one, that is, as Zeus doing a bunch of poke damage, funnily enough, on this Ambessa. And so is Viper. The Redemption can only do so much. They're trying to get that engaged, and the access to the backline is there once again. Zeus gets it. Canyon just trying to zone them away. And it was so desperate from Gen.G. Eventually, Ruler will just be run down here as the one threat is gone. And King Sante maybe takes out Zeus, but it's not looking good in that aspect either. Finally does, but he's the only one to get a kill. As Viper has so much room, and Chovy runs tail between his legs, and Hanwha should be able to pick up this objective.
It's only 21 minutes into the game. Baron hasn't spawned yet, but it's nearly the full wipe here for Gen.G. Hanwha Life will be able to take the Otacon that Gen.G so desperately tried to take moments before and further their lead. And I think this looks to be the most one-sided game in this series thus far. Ziggs is now no longer an option here. I think this draft for Gen.G was a big gamble, and let's face it, it simply did not pay off.
It'd be a little harder to clear waves. They're going to contest. Anyway, by the way, 2-item spike have been hit for Ruler.
Oh, the ult on in. Zeus wants the 1v1 as taunt comes down, and Zeus sits him down once again.
To the top side, there's just no way, no chance to contest this Dragon anymore. And this draft really didn't give Gen.G a whole lot.
Ult is stolen, and they just turn onto the jungler, and Canyon is down. And just like that, they don't even need the Baron. Just get the kills and push on in. And now, with those
step one. Obviously, Hanwha Life also very aware of this fact. So really clean setup here. They have full vision control. They don't need to flip the objective whatsoever. And they don't. Keep control of where Canyon is. target him down. And this series will continue, gentlemen.
It definitely will. The game is certainly over from here as Ruler, no escape for you, as Peanut's got his eye on you as the flash comes out and you are taken down. Ruler, no hope for him. No more wave clear left here on the side of Gen.G. No more hopes as Hanwha Esports will be forcing a game number 4 in these grand finals.
Hanwha Life putting Viper on the Smolder. An expensive pick for them too, one they have really mastered, but it is well worth it in this one.
Yeah, at least you take it away from Chovy, I suppose, as you got Zeka in the pool, but you know who's not in the pool? It's Viper, as yep, he's just gonna be burning everybody down. He says, hold on a minute, let me get these kills, as the little Elder Drake that could. As they take down the Nexus turrets, they will take down the Nexus, and we have finally got a series on our hands here. At the finals, Hanwha Esports.
Trade as many as you can.
I think he's saying Lucian.
Oh
yeah.
Man, this is not
That's a good pressure point.
To see, but it's great with the Pyke. It kind of saves the Pyke for me a little bit here, because now you have a strong 2v2, and even in early skirmishes, there's some extra power. The Victor, the Skarner, and the Ornn are not going to.
Doesn't matter. We do have a bit of a dive here. Setting up in the top lane as let's see if Keen can survive with a flash stun into the wall, and that's enough damage for Viper as he picks it up, has to flash away, but his first blood onto Hanwha Esports is 80 carry.
And this is the power of the Lucian.
Zeka no flash.
Oh, Zeka in trouble.
Yeah, this was very confusing trying to go for that control ward. He is going to have the flash come out here from Canyon, but it might be enough as he's going to taxi out of the Raptors, and Victor with no flash trying to kill a control ward.
For Canyon, did actually pick it up off his grump, but obviously top side is very mobile.
Zay's going in trying to beat this one, and he will be successful. Now, can they get the kill onto Keen is the question, and with Peanut here at level 5, I think you've got enough damage, but the sustain here for Keen is pretty large, and Zeus is being chunked down, has to run away. It's just going to be Keen versus Peanut. And this is a very long lane down on the bottom side, but eventually going through the wall, and the follow-up comes in from Zeus to clap him down and get the kill.
Guarantees those slows so that Zeus can flash for the finish there with the brittle proc as the last hit.
It's a big deal that Zeus flashes though. If he doesn't and Keen gets a moment to maybe get another Q off, that could have been the difference maker. That's going to be Grubs traded for Dragon, it looks like. Hanwha Life, anything that isn't the gold deficit, even the slightest of gold leads, staying even, are immensely big wins for this composition, I would say.
Yeah, you're definitely feeling very good, especially with the wave pushing into you in bottom side. There was a big wave that just went into Zeus, so you're getting even more gold.
Really don't seem to be aware of the ward. They keep trying to go for these bait setups.
I mean, Duro's just going to flash away from the damage just to make sure as the burst comes in. There's the hook on a Peanut. Do they have the damage, though? Yes, they absolutely do. As Zeus on the flank gets the double knockup. As the burst comes in, the Arcane Storm is out.
Chovy?
As now Chovy, he wants more. He is desperate for something more, but not going to keep them around for long enough. In goes Canyon, but he's taking a bunch of damage. Flashes on in onto Zeka. Down goes Zeus as well. Just chunks the two of them down. As Viper finally going to get the one. Delight also picks up yet another kill. As now looking for Chovy. He's going to get in close and does get the hook down. And they're getting so much more over the back of this. Fast with the Lucian. In comes Canyon. And he's certainly curious about this, but yeah, they just can't even get close to it. And Delight at the end of the day. And he could have avoided a decent amount of that damage if he just used it early.
Delight's looking.
Delight's looking for it. The ult comes in and Ruler's just free. Not looking, doesn't barrier, doesn't flash. Meanwhile,
is he out?
If they all stay together and keep the Cassio and Xayah together, it's not going to be easy for Pyke to get these big hooks. And speaking of which, they're going to get the flash immediately out of Viper and the cleanse. The culling on top of it all, and Peanut's just trying to get in. He's going to steal it away, and he's Skarner. He just laughs his way to the bank and goes all the way away. As yes, they are going to get this hook here on the Zeus, but it's just the one kill here for Gen.G.
They cannot continue any further here to try to take this objective away from Gen.G, so Gen.G will take it. 11-9 petals will explode.
Would be there, so he's just got a great reaction time. Maybe knew he was kind of going through the scary, visionless jungle.
I mean, this is a Victor that now has Leandri's completed. His stacks are done.
Can be the difference maker, and as I say that,
Very close, gonna dodge everything. Actually, the laser on top of it is
TP?
now we got a TP. Zeus very far behind enemy lines. They want to turn onto him as the flash, and the hook is going to miss. As Zeus has to flash out of that one, the re-engage comes out from the horn, and the impale over the wall. Canyon straight into the wall himself, but he will not die. Peanut wants the kill, but he's flashing it at 4 people. There's Peanut. Not the time or the place, but they actually do get the kill.
What?
Funnily enough, I don't even know. Dragon.
Turret's going to go down, it looks like, as well.
Yep.
Peanut's there.
Turret's going to go down. Might just come down to a flip, and it goes over to the Saya of all people. 3-minute knockup comes in from the Yorn, and that's Yorick down. Keen just out of the play.
Kill here onto the Yorick. They will grab that turret as well.
Look at how deep Chovy is pushing. I think he has to be ready.
But I'm not sure this is it. As you got a Skarner, you've got a Pike, everything is missing for some reason, as a big ult does hit too. But eventually, you're just going to have too much damage on top of you, as they're going to give the kill over to Zeka as well. And he's here. And the second the Dragon spawns, we'll see if this works out for them, as they're kind of lined up in the bowling alley, as 2 of them get knocked up by the Ornn. They pull off of the Baron, and now Keen is zoned away from the rest of the team. HLE staying together as a 5-man unit. As we do see a bit of a
behind them
coming in from Chovy, but that's a Cassiopeia flank. Not the most dangerous thing I've ever seen, but now trying to get the engage going onto this front line. Zeus is going to be burnt down. There's nobody's there. They were staying together, and then they split up as they were following Keen. Hook goes down onto Keen. And now Peanut's in a really rough spot. He's going to be taken down, and the amount of damage Gen.G is
being up getting soul point in exchange. There's no way they can fight this anymore. They don't have a jungler. And the chase, the over chase onto Keen there is part of the undoing, but it's really the Duro grab that changes things here for Gen.G, and they set it all up. They were the ones who started the Baron looking for a turn, and Hanwha Life just did not have the cleanest chase down there. They didn't have the cleanest denial of that Baron, and now with Baron, Keen's going to take out this inner turret. The game is suddenly turned on its head in just a
instead of getting picked off 1 by 1.
Zeus running straight into them. Nice culling to do some damage, and that's a hook on a Canyon, but that is the Pantheon, and Zeus who has to flash away, but Canyon goes down! At the end of the day, this Pike is about to get some big value. Looking for Duro. That's a second one on the board! Delight, he is here to party. He says this.
That gets Prio, and this is going to force a response.
Yeah, Hanwha's on a timer. They have to be quick. They have to be quick.
Okay, that's a lot of damage in a ruler, but the culling goes into Duro. That's not the target you were looking for.
King's gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop.
Hanwha need to be fast on how they win this fight.
Yeah, it should just be inhibitor, you would imagine. Down it goes as we'll see what happens with the TPs, but now we're just gonna have a 4v4 team fight at this point, and it comes down to the Zaya as Ruler steals it away. I mean, they were the one who started it, but yeah. No steal away from Peanut.
And Keen just gets away with this. Even if he dies here, his job is done. He avoids the second activation.
Oh, there's 5-man coming.
TP coming in. They have
no way.
Oh, they stopped the channel with the ult from the Victor, and this is right before the Baron. As he's trying to turn this one around on Azeka. I don't think so, but he flashes for that one. An option. The culling is just used to zone. Delights in stealth as well. Duro looking for some kind of hook. They want to access that backline, but the peel is insane. Canyon getting on in, goes into his GA, then bull hook Zeka though. As maybe that's enough. Might try to come down to a flame. But Ruler will not be denied these objectives. And he's full health.
He just keeps getting them. But he might have just saved the game. He's able to secure the Baron. Zay is desperately on the chase here with Viper following up and Delight.
Instead, he's just desperately giving kills over to Ruler.
Pull out the win out of the 4v5.
Yeah, I mean, Ruler is just pulling these objectives out of thin air. And Ruler, level 18, is going to be ripping this turret off the map. That top inhibitor is already down here. I don't think they'll be able to push for the mid one right now, but they can take out all of those inner turrets.
Cannot be dying at the start of that fight, especially with flash map control though, and that is the biggest difference. Even though Gen.G weren't able to end the game off of this, top lane inhib is still down, right? Will be coming up soon as Keen takes a ton of damage.
There's a lot of poke going back and forth, but now we finally get an Impale engage, but Canyon is Pantheon, lives for so long, and the damage from the Zaya and the Casio is way too much for the Ornn to deal with.
They gotta get down.
Let's follow up from Chovy, gigantic goes Golden, and the hook comes through, and that should be it. Gen.G with one fell swoop might have just won this game.
10,000 damage for Ruler. 10,600! He had the smite button in this game, and his damage is off the charts. Who says the Victor scales? This Xayah is the biggest on the Rift.
Feel like the Blitzcrank is scaling better than the Victor in this one. As Viper, he's desperate, he's trying to clear the waves, but he's not gonna have it. Gen.G, get the revenge for last summer, and they are your 2025 LCK Finals champion.
And Ruler leaves for the LPL, has an incredible first year on JDG, the second year, not what he wanted. Comes back and makes clear